Hello students, today we will start with a new unit, unit 2.1, and in the first part I will give you all the outline of the poem Animals. Yes, now you know we see animals all around us. Now let us see the poet Walt Whitman. How does he accept, he loves animals and why? Now, the central idea of the poem Animals, is composed by Walt Whitman, who is known for his free verse poem. Now, what are free verse? Free verse means which does not have any rhyming scheme, no rhyming words. The poet has depicted the simplicity of the animals. Simplicity means how the animals are so simple. Yes, you know, many of us are animal lovers because we love their way. Sometimes we don't like the behavior of human beings, but the behavior of animals are acceptable by us. And the greed and complex nature of human beings. So here he is describing both how human beings behave and how animals are just opposite them. He brings out the difference between the two by expressing his contentment. Contentment means his happiness, his satisfaction on the placid nature of animal. Placid nature means the calm nature. Yes, the placid nature of animals. Their carefree nature impresses the poet and he wants to emulate them. Emulate means he wants to copy them. Okay, now we will go to the poem Animals. Yes, the poem by Walt Whitman. See students, we have to know about the poet. Why? Because when we write the appreciation, we have to know about him. Walt Whitman, 1819 to 1892, a major figure in early American poetry. In an age when all poetry was rhymed and metrical. Rhymed means there were rhyming words, and metrical means equal number of lines in a paragraph, or number of lines was measured. Yes, all that, metrical. Whitman made a break with tradition. He made the break. He just went against the same method, the traditional method, the old method, and wrote a revolutionary new kind of poetry. Revolutionary means a very different and new kind of poetry, which was just like something new in the poetry world. In free verse without any rhyming words, without any rhyming scheme. He was a non-conformist in all respects. Now, what do you mean by non-conformist? Means he was an unbeliever in all respects, including his social life. He did not copy others. Yes, okay, someone does this, so I should do it. Yes, we try to copy, but he did not do that. The poet tells us that he feels more at home. More at home means he feels more comfortable with animals than humans, whom he finds complicated and false. Of course, this is something hyperbole. Yes, all human beings are not like that, but Walt Whitman feels that human beings are complicated. He finds them complicated. Complicated means difficult to understand, and false. False means they are not true. Yes, they tell something and they do something. So that is Walt Whitman's belief. Okay. Now, here the poem. I will first give you all the central idea of the poem, students. You all should know. The poet desires to live among the animals because they are serene. Serene means very calm and self-content. They are self-satisfied. They are satisfied, respectable, happy, without the craze of owning things. Now, have you seen any animals just building a house and stuffing things into it like human beings? Of course, each animal have their own house. A bird has its nest, everything. But they don't tell that, oh, today we want two-wheeler, tomorrow we want four-wheeler. No, they are not like that. They don't have the craze, the mania of owning things. The animals are very satisfied. They do not lie awake. Lie awake means they do not be awake at night and weep for their sins. Some human beings, we human beings, what do? Yes, we commit sins, कुछ गलत करते हैं, and then we repent for it. Yes, animals, no. They don't be awake. They sleep peacefully. They do not make others sick, discussing their duties towards God. Now, in our human beings, what do? Some of us, we are so crazy, so mad. Yes, we talk about God. We show off that, oh, we believe so much in God. We discuss our duties. That today I've gone to temple. I went and prayed for so many hours. I did this. But animals don't do that. Okay? Since they show special qualities, the poet desires to learn from them. And he loves to learn from them. They plainly show the poet's own qualities. So here we come to know that the poet loves the animals because he feels they are similar. His thinking and the animals' behavior are similar. The poet is quite surprised at their qualities. He wants to earn these qualities, though he feels he had dropped them carelessly somewhere along the way. Now, students, we also have been evolved from animals. A human being has been evolved from a monkey. So long time back, yes, millions and millions of years ago, man was an animal according to science. So the poet is telling, so when we started evolving, becoming human beings, we dropped the good qualities that animals have. Now going to the poem, I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. So here the poet is telling, I wish I could just turn, like change myself and live with the animals. They are so calm and so independent. Yes, they don't depend on others. I stand and look at them long and long. Yes, he keeps on staring at them for a long time. They do not sweat and whine about their conditions. They do not sweat. They do not perspire. And whine. Whine means what? They do not complain about their conditions. We human beings, we are never satisfied. We are always complaining. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They don't lie awake in night and they do not cry for their sins. Because here the poet feels that animals don't commit any sins, knowingly or unknowingly. They do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. Now, do not make me sick means they do not disgust. Some people are so disgusting. But full day they will be talking that today I went to temple, I prayed for so long time, tomorrow I'm going to that temple, then फिर मैं ये यात्रा करने वाला हूँ, मैं उधर जाने वाला हूँ. They keep on discussing their duty to God, showing that, oh, they are so good to God and so close. But some people, of course, are very holy, very spiritual, but some people only make a show off. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things, and not one is dissatisfied. They are all well content, nor are they demented. Demented means mad, with the mania, with the craze, yes, greed of owning things. Yes, they don't keep on collecting things that, oh, this is mine, that is yours, this is us. You might be seeing animals, yes. But they are self-content. What means self-content? They are very happy with what they have. Whatever you give them or whatever they get in nature, they eat, they be happy. They don't snatch anyone's things. Of course, the law of the jungle, the survival of the fittest is their law. They have the law of the jungle. Okay, so now we will do the next paragraph, the next part in the next part of our lecture. Okay, students?